Hello, friends. Welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. My name is Amy. I'm an ordained minister, and we're in Bible study. We are in the NIV, and we will be through all of 2025. In 2026, we'll start the KJV. It does take me 2 years to go through the Bible. So right now, with that version and the other versions I currently have, I think I'm stocked up on for the next decade of content is already it's over there waiting. So let's not make it wait any longer than it needs to, because the objective is to read as many versions as we can. So we are in Exodus in this video, chapter 28, and we are going to do all of chapter 28, which is 44 verses, and in this case has some very interesting things in there if you're a person who likes gemstones and such as I do. So, all right, let's jump in. The priestly garments. Chapter 28, verse 1. Have Aaron your brother brought to you from among the Israelites, along with his sons Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar, so that they may serve me as priests. Okay, got it. Those are the specific bloodline. Make sacred garments for your brother Aaron to give him dignity and honor. So to indicate here be an important person. Okay. Tell all the skilled men to whom I have given wisdom in such matters that they are to make garments for Aaron for his consecration, so he may serve me as priest. These are the garments they are to make: a breastpiece, so it's a breast like a breastplate, and ephod, a robe, a woven tunic, a turban, and a sash. So an ephod, ephod, is just part of the long garments for the priest. It's just like, they might not know exactly what it is. I certainly don't know exactly what it is, but I tried to look it up, and that's all they talked about. It's like, well, it's in the Bible, and it's just one of the priest's garments. And it's like, oh, okay, all right then. These are the garments they are to make: a breastpiece, an ephod, a robe, a woven tunic, and a turban and a sash. They are to make these sacred garments for your brother Aaron and his sons, so they may serve me as priests. Have them use gold and blue, purple, and scarlet yarn and fine linen. So very specific in what it must be. Okay, look, the next section here is an ephod. Make the ephod of gold and blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, and finely twisted linen, the work of a skilled craftsman. It is to have 2 shoulder pieces attached to its corners. Okay, so it can be fastened. So it's almost like a cloak, if you're okay. It's skillfully woven waistband. Is to be like it of one of the piece with the, it's supposed to be, okay, I see. I'm reading it all kinds of janky. I'm sorry, guys. Its skillfully woven waistband is to be like one piece with the ephod, and made with gold and blue, purple, scarlet yarn with finely twisted linens. So it is to have the 2 shoulder pieces, and it's like to attach to an outer garment. Take 2 onyx stones and engrave on them the names of the sons of Israel in the order of birth. 6 names on one stone and the remaining 6 on the other. Okay, engrave the names of the sons of Israel on the 2 stones in the way a gem cutter engraves a seal. So small. You're not meant to need a giant piece of onyx. Then mount the stones in gold filigree settings and fasten them on the shoulder piece of the ephod as a memorial stone for the sons of Israel. Aaron is to bear the names on his shoulders as a memorial before the Lord. Right, so the stones sitting here on top of that. Make gold filigree settings and 2 braided chains of pure gold like a rope, and attach the chains to the settings. So with a gold chain attached to them. The breastpiece. Fashion a breastpiece for making decisions. That's right. Make a breastpiece for making decisions. And that's sparked curiosity. The work of a skilled craftsman. Make it like the ephod, of gold and of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, and finely twisted linen. It is to be square, a span, E, with a footnote here, that is about 9 inches, or 22 centimeters, long, and a span wide, and folded double. Then mount 4 rows of precious stones on it. In the first row there shall be a topaz, a beryl. It's more of a classification of a stone, okay, than necessarily a stone. It's like a black stone. In the second row, a turquoise, a sapphire, and an emerald. Now, sapphire has a footnote or lapis lazuli. That is about amplifying one's voice, actually. And an emerald, okay? In the third row, a jacinth, which is like a red stone, a red orangey stone, an agate, and an amethyst. In the fourth row, a chrysolite. Again, that's like an orangey stone. An onyx, which is a black stone, and a jasper. Jasper comes in a lot of different colors. But there is a red jasper. You can see it up there. It's that color because that's literally red jasper up there. Okay? Mount them in a gold filigree setting. They are to be 12 stones, 1 for each of the names of the sons of Israel, each engraved like a seal with the name of one of the 12 tribes. For the breastplate, make braided chains of pure gold like rope. Make 2 gold rings for it and fasten them to the 2 corners of the breastpiece. Fasten the 2 gold chains to the rings at the corners of the breastpiece. So you get the breastpiece, the rings, and then the chains attached to them. And the other ends of the chains have 2 settings, attaching them to the shoulder pieces of the ephod in front. So the outer garment has attachments that you can put these things on. Make 2 gold rings and attach them to the other 2 corners of the breastpiece on the inside edge next to the ephod, which would indicate that you're attaching it somewhere on the inside edge. So it attaches inside, and the ephod would hang over the outer edge of the breastplate. Make 2 gold rings and attach them to the other 2 corners of the breastpiece on the inside edge of the ephod. Make 2 more gold rings and attach them to the bottom shoulder pieces of the front of the ephod. Close the seam just above the waistband of the ephod. The rings of the breastpiece are to be tied to the rings of the ephod with the blue cord. There you go, connecting it to the waistband so that the breastpiece will not swing out of the ephod. Pretty specifically, it's going to be tied onto the inside because it's going to have like hidden strings inside. Sort of like, when you go to the doctor and you have to put on that robe before you get the examination that they make you, or you go to the hospital and they're going to do surgery or something, and you got a tie. They got that inner tie in there. It's got an inner tie of blue to keep the breastplate from flapping around and falling all over and smack it into things and any of the rest of that. So, okay, because it's got gemstones weighed down on it. Other priestly garments, verse 31. Make the robe of the ephod entirely of blue cloth. So they would have been blue outer robes, which I find incredibly fascinating because that's very common, actually, blue. Blue robes for whatever that culture's spiritual leaders is totally normal, the way that purple and red are totally normal for their royalty. So it seems everywhere it's difficult to make blue, purple, and red dye in the ancient times. With the opening for the head in the center, there shall be a woven edge like a collar. Collar's got a footnote of A. Okay, so whatever the word was that's in there, this word in Hebrew is uncertain. Okay. So that it will not tear. So, yeah, I mean, I agree. It's going to be like stitching. Make pomegranates of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn around the hem of the robe with golden bells between them. This is very important symbology. Just need you to understand that. The golden bells and the pomegranates are to alternate around the hem of the robe. Aaron must wear it when he ministers. The sound of the bells will be heard when he enters the holy place before the Lord and when he comes out, so that he will not die. So they put bells on him like he's a cat, so God doesn't accidentally kill him when he walks into the tabernacle. Make a plate of pure gold and engrave on it a seal, holy to the Lord, in case he wanders off or something. Fasten a blue cord to it and attach it to the turban. It is to be on the front of the turban. It will be on Aaron's forehead, and he will bear the guilt involved in the sacred gifts of the Israelites, the sacred gifts the Israelites consecrate. Whatever their gifts may be, it will be on Aaron's forehead continually, so they will be acceptable to the Lord. Okay. Weave the tunic of fine linen and make the turban of fine linen. The sash is to be the work of an embroiderer. Make tunics, sashes, and headbands for Aaron's sons to give them dignity and honor. After you put these clothes on your brother Aaron and his sons, anoint and ordain them, consecrate them, so they may serve me as priests. Every priest does have to be, every minister, priest, whatever it is, they all have to be consecrated. That's very true. I've been like that since I was, it's in my name, actually. Make the linen garments, make linen undergarments as coverings for the body, reaching from the waist to the thigh. So in like an underskirt. Because remember, everybody, tunics. There's no pants in this situation. It's not even like it was thought of for anybody to have it as an option. Aaron and his sons must wear them whenever they enter the tent of meeting or approach the altar to minister to the holy place, so they will not incur guilt and die. Okay. God doesn't want no peep show. That's really what he's saying there. This is to be a lasting ordinance for Aaron and his descendants. So, found out some interesting things there about God and maybe his relationship with Aaron, because they're not talking about Moses having to be wearing any bells before he enters any tent. You don't have that happening to anybody else in the Bible. Just for all those in the world, if you're like me, where I am indeed a Levitical person. We can trace the DNA. I am from the line of Zadok, where it's like it's all there. It clicks. I mean, even with my name, when you do the full, because I have two middle names, not a confirmation name. I have two middle names on my legal birth certificate. When you translate all my names, it's beloved Pearl, consecrated to God, Miller. Because the last name that I have translates from German into English to Miller. You remember what the Millers do? Or do you not know what Millers do? Because Millers used to make flour. But in order to make flour, you know what you had to do? Separate the wheat from the chaff.